Hutton Orbital Radio. This is not the station you're looking for.
The May Day bank holiday is a big deal at Hutton, but over time and the vast distances of space, some of the traditions have got a bit muddled. The giving of flowers, brain tree buds, and non-toxic moulds and spores is all fairly harmless. If you catch Gusto before he strips down to his godly stained long johns, and if he's sober enough, then you can explain that he is not to cast a clout until May is out. The then public outrage can be avoided. There was that time when the May Queen ordered us to war with the Empire. Washing one's face in the dew which gathers on the coolant pipes from the main reactor core can have mixed effects depending on how radioactive it is that day. From commanders leaving a lump of coal and a bit of black bun on every planet where they get a first footfall, to the dancing round the reactor core maypole incident, where drunk colonists realised they had no ribbon, so used cables connected to the top of the reactor instead. No, really, you can still see the crater. Day of the Dead is another one. It can be a bit of a shock for the first-time visitors to Hutton to see Huttoneers bringing their freeze-dried granny home on the bus for a tea party in her honour. And you really don't want to be on the same bus for the journey back to the cryovaults when they've started to thaw out. And it doesn't matter how badly they smell, they have a bus pass, so you're not allowed to remove them. This has led to the popular saying and song, "You can't shove your granny off the bus." Morris dancing round Container Henge on the medium pad at midsummer is a favourite, mainly because everyone gets drunk and beats the shit out of one another with sticks. Then it's back to the Wicker Man for more boozing and a lovely big bonfire. Pineapple upside down cake day was a disaster. I mean, the cake was fine, but the rest of it, I've never seen such debauchery. And then there was VD Day, which we don't talk about. But one tradition goes on. Every Thursday at precisely 8 p.m, or thereabouts, the tannoy springs to life and a voice says,
"Cake is a lie!" Mutter, 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 cake. Good evening! I'm Rudolph Hucker, and I'm arranging a May Day military parade. So far we have 2 Mr. Dusties, half a dozen Momus Bog Spaniels, and a little yellow truck with tank written on it, and 1 streaker who keeps outrunning security.
I'm Mike Rochburns, and I'm in a parade. You'll never catch me, coppers.
I'm Wilma Fingerdew, and I'll be jumping over the Beltane bonfire. Once it dies down a bit.
I'm your Harkness, and I'm going to be Morris dancing later on, as punishment for something.
I'm Norma Snockers, and I'm throwing wooden balls at the Aunt Sally. This one looks like it's had a few hits to the face already.
Ow! That's me! I'm Sandy Crevice, and I'm taking part in the May Day Walking Festival, because some buggers nicked my SRV.
Okay, right. Well, I suppose on with the headlines. Trade deal? Not a great deal, says Hutton, after EDF wash their eggs.
Up is the new down. We're not a fan.
Happy Hutton? We investigate.
Flossy has a big one.
We investigate the case of the missing platinum. Or is it?
And I glance over at the BGS screens and shrug.
Hutton Orbital has today signed a limited trade agreement with the Earth Defence Fleet (brackets EDF), a local faction with a history of strong opinions and a noticeable absence during recent planetary defence incidents. The agreement, finalised at George Bantazis' Finalizer George Pantazis grants shared access to distribution routes and facilitates cross-border movement of rare goods. While initial reception has been cautious, growing concern surrounds EDF export practices, particularly their treatment of leathery eggs sourced from Ridley Scott in Zeonce. These rare biological commodities require precise handling. Their leathery shells contain a natural protective membrane essential to maintaining embryonic dormancy. EDF protocols, however, include the injection of growth hormones to accelerate the development of the product and surface sterilisation using washes of chemical agents. Practices common in Federation supply chains but unsuited to xenoactive goods. Washed eggs have already been detected in EDF outbound manifests bound for Hutton space, prompting alarm from containment authorities. I forgot to allocate this one to somebody. Oops! Somebody want to read that bit?
When you remove the membrane, the occupant stops sleeping and starts thinking.
Said someone suspiciously sounding like Marla Vintner of Zeonce's Biocontainment Authority.
Usually about escape and hugs.
At least 2 incidents involving early-stage emergence from improperly handled cargo have been reported along the Midgecut, or for those of you with a dirty mind, Mingecut corridor. Pilots are advised to wear full containment suits when dealing with freight marked organic and hissing. This rerouting of galactic goods, including rares via the Federation, has caused concerns, especially as anyone sensible would purchase direct from the manufacturer. That said, rares are a particularly strong target for federal chlorine washing, as it appears they've stockpiled certain of them for a rainy day, or experimentation, or as a bioweapon, or as leftovers from Easter celebrations. Further controversy has arisen over an EDF requisition order for Imperial mug polish. Hutton insiders have expressed concern that such materials could irreparably damage the surface of genuine Hutton mugs, stripping away the printed station insignia and compromising both aesthetic and thermal function. Hutton mugs are not ordinary drinkware. Each unit is cold cast from the reclaimed alloy of failed Hutton Rum attempt wreckage, usually salvaged from ships that run out of fuel halfway through the 0.22 light-year supercruise to Hutton itself. Once formed, the mugs are exposed to a stationary, high-frequency frameshift field generator, operated just shy of activation. This process seals the structure, activates the latent hyperspace resonance within the alloy, and permanently bakes the station logo onto the outside surface.
No Hutton mug should return with its logo scrubbed off,
said station architect Lael Wolfe.
That's not cleaning, that's cultural defacement.
In an unrelated administrative matter, a number of pilots have submitted formal applications to the apology officer following improper treatment of their Hutton mugs. Incidents include placing them in automated dishwashers, despite clear handling guidelines, and, in one case, an accidental impact with a bulkhead during docking procedures. The affected mug is currently undergoing reassembly using a limited supply of ZZ Ant Grub glue. Replacement requests have been deferred pending review. The Bank of Zeonce has issued 2 distinct market advisories in response to the developments. The first addresses leathery egg futures, warning of volatility rising... dearie me, not got my teeth in today. Warning of volatility... No, I can't say it. Volatility due to rising containment incidents. The second pertains to merchandise confidence, citing concerns over brand integrity if surface abrasion becomes widespread. Initial inspections of EDF inbound freight are scheduled to begin this cycle at Barnard Star. Biosecurity teams from a local religious group and mug authenticity officers are standing by.
Routine maintenance at Hutton Orbital has inadvertently triggered a station-wide inversion of the gravity simulation fans, resulting in several hours of ceiling-bound object accumulation and a brief interruption to standard beverage service. Unlike larger Coriolis and Orbis stations which simulate gravity through structural rotation, Hutton lacks the mass, size, thrusters, and shape to spin at speeds that would do anything useful. Instead, it employs a hybrid gravity model consisting of directional airflow from gravimetric fans, magnetized flooring, Velcro-equipped buttock wear, and iron-fortified beverages. Drinks are kept stable using trace ferrous compounds introduced into Hutton's beverage supply, ensuring both nutritional iron intake and beverage glass cohesion. The fans are calibrated to simulate downforce through carefully modulated airflow. In combination with magnetic seating and beverage adhesion protocols, they provide acceptable walking, sitting, and drinking conditions under non-rotational circumstances. A recent firmware update, however, mistakenly applied a polarity reversal patch intended for Orbis-class vertical airflow systems. The result was a system-wide inversion of fan direction, causing unsecured objects to accumulate rapidly on the ceilings of Deck 3 through 7. Station logs list affected items as including data pads, grooming accessories, meal trays, and a large number of cutlery items previously thought to be missing. One domestic iguana remains unaccounted for. Mooncake was located several hours later atop a ventilation duct, calmly drinking azure milk from a saucer. The matching mug was discovered in shards below. The station's long-serving floor mopping technician issued a terse statement via his Onion representative. If management expects the ceiling cleaned, they can provide a hover, scaffold, and danger pay.
We are classifying the incident as non-lethal but inconvenient,
said Deputy Maintenance Controller Frindak.
Nothing caught fire, and that's a win.
6 ceiling panels and 1 acoustic tile require replacement. Mug loss has been estimated as moderate. Venting systems were switched to squeeze pouch dispensing until airflow vectors were restored. Rumours are that the bar staff are still operating a get-it-yourself policy in the main bar. Leilwolf has suspended all non-essential firmware updates pending full review and has reissued the guidance on securing loose items, particularly in beverage service areas. A request for ceiling mopping has been submitted and promptly ignored.
An internal audit conducted this week has confirmed that over 400 inhabited systems under the influence of Hutton Orbital Truckers Cooperative are officially listed as happy. The result has raised eyebrows across the galaxy, not due to the rating itself, but the staggering consistency of the sentiment. Hutton's influence network, representing a respectable footprint in the inhabited bubble, reports not a single system as "I'm writing to the manager" status, nor even one classed as "a bit cheesed off." Analysts reviewing the data expected to find at least a few local governments in couldn't give a shit territory, particularly in the deeper refinery systems, where quality of life initiatives consist primarily of not being on fire. Instead, the data shows near-perfect emotional uniformity. Of the 421 systems currently monitored, 402 are listed as happy, 12 as elated, and only 1 in any of the less flattering categories. You might not notice that this doesn't add up, which is exactly why it needs investigating. Hutton representatives insist the figures are accurate and reflective of a healthy, stable influence campaign. Deputy Administrator Fendrick Jallow addressed the figures during a press conference held in the admin kitchenette.
Happiness is acceptable. Elation is concerning,
he said.
We don't encourage extremes. Happy people don't riot and they don't expect cake. Elated people throw parties. That leads to glitter. And I'm not cleaning glitter again.
The Interstellar Bureau of Systematic Mood Calibration has requested access to the raw data, citing irregular statistical distribution. Their lead analyst, in fact, Drola Pex, stated,
While happiness is not inherently suspicious, consistent happiness on this scale usually indicates either good governance or accidental gas leaks.
Citizens in happy systems reportedly receive standard services, unmelodramatic news broadcasts, and a rotating mug appreciation calendar. Efforts to determine the emotional drivers behind these results have so far yielded inconclusive responses, ranging from, well, we've got oxygen, to the vending machines have stopped exploding. When asked whether any system had formally submitted complaints, Lil Wolf responded,
We've had no managers written to this cycle, not even a politely sharpened note.
The only known anomaly, a station in Ross 671 where local mood monitoring briefly dropped to couldn't give a shit, was later traced to a clerical error involving a mislabeled tea shipment. Once corrected, the system returned to happy status and the tea distributor was quietly relocated to Wolf 1481.
If you're passing through Piscium sector MT-Q A5-5, as many of us do, and you're at a loose end, then why not pop across to Commander Flossy's new Orbis, Flossy's Fortress. It's the big red one. Inside you'll find a pub, not a bar, with crocheted beer mats and neck curtains on the windows to the docking bay, so you can watch people come and go without them seeing you. Each of the landing pads has a ship-sized doily so you don't spoil the surface with your scuzzy landing gear. Loading crews are all issued with cardigan knitted by Flossy herself, and it's mandatory to wear a vest because the letterbox opens on the cold dark void of space, and there's a bit of a draft. The social hub has a McThargoids, sweet shops, a chocolatier, a cross-stitch emporium, and an arms dealer specialising in custom rocket launchers. The chocolate factory is vast, but it has to be to keep up with the demand. There are bars of chocolate, chocolate eggs, chocolate fountains, and you can even nibble on a life-size chocolate Flossy if you're so inclined. Robbie Rungway's classic ship bazaar is another highlight. There are Cobra Mark IIs, Lakon Type 4s and Type 5s, and Commander Thane's mail-in from the hit vid show Escape Velocity is in the window. There's even an original Moray starboat in the workshop, having some work done to its flanges. Robbie uses traditional methods, none of your sleek AI-controlled nano-machine swarms working at a molecular level here. No, at Robbie's workshop they use big dumb robots with big dumb hammers to sort your ship out, just like they did in the olden times. The comm system may seem a bit archaic to some visitors, but we're told shortwave radio is coming back. Just don't forget your handle. So get yourself over to Flossy's for a lovely day out.
Reports have emerged this week from commanders encountering unusual behaviour during routine cargo operations, specifically platinum. It appears to be developing a strong opinion as to whether it exists or not. In multiple cases, commanders have transferred mined platinum into cargo fleet carrier cargo storage, only to find it absent moments later. Following up attempts to retrieve it from any ship, hold, locker, or friendly-looking maintenance droid proved fruitless. The platinum had, according to one commander, done a runner. Shortly after, with no further interaction, the missing cargo returned to its original location, unmarked, unrepentant. Fleet logistics teams have attempted to replicate the issue. Bulk transfers appear to provoke the disappearance. Transfers in 25-ton increments, however, appear to placate the problem, although no one knows why. Some suspect superstition, others blame the number 26. The working theory involves the interface inconsistencies between visual inventory systems and underlying cargo registries. This, of course, is also the working theory for everything that doesn't make sense, up to and including the Hutton vending machine's tendency to dispense soup in the coin return. There has been no official comment from the Pilots Federation Observers report their spokesperson made direct eye contact with a journalist and then immediately left the building. In the meantime, pilots are advised to verify storage after all transfers, consider smaller increments, and avoid shouting at hangar crew, as most of them are holograms. Until such a time as Platinum learns to behave, the official procedure is as follows. Log it, ignore it, wait, and check again later. Further updates to follow, assuming they're still there.
Welcome to the Hutton BGS bit, where we watch the BGS unfold in real time and then try to relay it to you through the medium of Inuit throat singing. Booms this week are in LP 525-39, Wolf 124, 36 off Yuchi, Barnard Star, Wolf 359, Epsilon Indy, Ministry, and Avic. There is a war in LH 3536 against the EG Union. I don't know, maybe they didn't like us reading from Yuri's diary. Civil unrest is rife in Riga. Election in Dabi Minor against no one. And another in Dabi Major against HIP 95973 Progressive Party. But what does it all mean? Well, your guess is as good as mine, but I'd say if you want to truck it to one of those boom systems. If you want a mission run, then run missions for Hutton in Dabi Major. And if you want to shoot it, then go over to Riga or LHS 3536. And that's it for this week's Hutton BGS bit.
Well, there we go. I made an arse of that one reading my own article, didn't I? Well, well done, everybody. We managed to invent some news out of the middle of nowhere this week.
Seamless.
But, yeah, absolutely seamless. Or mostly seamless. Partially seamless. Anyway, now, before we start and ask the obvious question, we've got something for the audience. We've got audience interactivity this week. Woohoo!
Yay!
Now, you may have noticed that Commander Vulkarius, good evening, Vulkarius,
good evening, Hutton Orbital.
didn't have anything to say during the news, but that's because he was busy preparing something really important. Now, anybody who's listening to the show live, and I'm looking at you lot posting in chat there, we need you to take part in an experiment in a bit alongside Commander Vulkarius. Because Vulkarius is going to be putting some things on the screen, and you need to take part and answer his very probing questions all about space facts.
Oh, I don't like moving.
Yes.
I'm going to do so terribly.
See, I told you.
So we
there'd be a
hope you've been
test.
paying attention in the last few weeks.
Yes. Yep. This is a test to see whether you've been listening to any of the Hutton shows over the last few weeks.
I remembered some of it.
Well, actually,
the thing about light and shining it on a planet and seeing whether it's close or far away.
Well, yeah,
because of the shape of it.
Redshift 13. No, anyway.
Yeah.
Just to temper expectations slightly, when you say space facts, these aren't necessarily facts, and they also aren't necessarily actually about space. So, so don't worry too much.
They're just questions. And we're not going to say what they're like. Now, so what's going to happen is we're going to do a bit more of the show. We'll talk about stuff, and we're going to do some space news. But in place of Vulkarius's space facts bit, what we're going to do, and we're going to take part here in the studio as well, is do a bit of a quiz. There are many quiz systems out there in the galaxy. This quiz system, though, is brought to us by the Empire.
Absolutely, it's by the Imperial Navy's mathematics department has devised the system, and this is the inaugural attempt at not failing to use it.
So in order to join in, you'll be able to do so via your web browser. So if you're watching on Twitch, when we come to the quizzy bit, what you're going to need to do is go to a link in another page, not your Twitch page, otherwise you'll lose the stream and won't hear the questions, though you will probably see them on screen. And Vulkarius is going to read some questions out, and we all have to answer. And he's actually testing a system that we're going to be hopefully using at ECM so that people all over the world can take part, or on the end of Twitch, or whatever. Now, obviously, there's a bit of a lag between us and the live broadcast. So we're going to be sort of making it up as we go along. But first things first, Vulkarius, would you like to introduce what the domain they have, the link they have to go to is to take part in the quiz later?
The link, which is in Studio 5 and could be copy-pasted into the chat, with this an opportune time to do so, is quiz.iniv.space.
Right. You can go there now, but you can't do anything. But so the first thing people need to do, Vulkarius, is obviously tell us who they are so we can credit them with the silly answers, I think.
If they want to. So giving your name is entirely optional, and you can just play anonymously. If you do give a name, it isn't shown anywhere, although we may decide to announce some funny answers and credit them to you. So it's up to you.
Yes, well, you can put a name in there, and we can give you either credit or laugh or whatever at your answers. This may work or it may not work. We shall see. And everybody in the studio, have you got your little tablets handy there with a pen or an end of a finger ready for typing in answers?
Dual screen, boy.
Yes.
Not yet.
Multiple
I've got a
screens
crayon.
here.
Okay, well, we will give you a reminder between each of the sections coming up so that you can join in. Now, if you're watching this on the YouTube afterwards, you do have to remember that that's not live, which means if you go there and try and take part when you're watching this on the uploaded version, guess what? It won't work. You should have been here during the live show. But for those of you here during the live show, now, we haven't done the visuals for it yet. It's words only at the moment. There are no whiz-bang things, but it might work. Anyway, quiz.iniv.space. Get it ready for later. So my first important question, there must have been a Frontier live stream this week. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere near the start of May, isn't it? Or is it June? Is it June?
You missed it. It was last week.
It was last week.
Oh, dear. Okay.
Did you miss it again?
Remember last week, and it was the shoebox.
Oh, of course it was. We played the shoebox bit, and
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there,
You know
but
what?
oh, go on.
Thinking about it now, I mean, last week, did we miss the green room?
No, that was the week before.
Ah.
It was the 1st last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was.
The week before when you forgot it was Thursday, that was the green room week.
Right, yes.
Yes. But, well, there wasn't a Frontier live stream, but there was the comedian that is Paul Crowther sending out an update, apparently, which landed, was it yesterday? I think. We've released a small update to resolve a number of reported issues. No downtime is required. So let's have a quick glance through these. Apparently there was a manifest checksum error which stopped people logging in. That was a pretty critical one. They weren't actually able to get into the spaceship at all. Then they fixed the orange Sidewinder, which basically means they deleted Lave Radio. Oh, apparently,
Bye, Lave.
yeah, only when attempting to drop into fleet carriers. They also fixed the orange Sidewinder when attempting to log into the game. So they not only they deleted them, they banned them. And the Power Play Digest was timing out. Well, we don't do Power Play Digest. We do Galnet News Digest and Galnet Rares Digest, but not this week because we have a quiz. They changed the minimum tech level to 35. Now, we don't know what the scales means, but apparently changing a minimum tech level to 35 in colonized systems that only have a tier 2 or 3 port means that you do have a shipyard and outfitting, apparently. And they fixed some multiple images in the colonization market links help screens. Not that anybody needs help with it, because even with help, nobody has a clue how it works. So that was the update from that one.
So let's get this right. The manifest basically went pilot, no. Cargo, yeah, sure. Pilot, no.
Okay. Nothing to do with manifesting, your new fleet carrier just by willing it to be. Let's have a look. There was a question asked about bolded settlements. I don't know what. Flossy, is your new space station bolded?
Bolded?
I don't know. Apparently you can have bolded settlements.
Is that like a bolded eagle?
Anyway, apparently tech level affects the quality of ships available in a shipyard and modules. Quantity available is affected by the size of the population, so high tech with low population might offer more advanced modules but a smaller selection, apparently. And if that's clear, then fantastic. But it basically means we got shipyards now in our newly built stations instead of not.
I already had one.
Yes. Now, Hutton Happiness. It is a bit suspicious, isn't it, Flossy? I mean, no, it
Oh,
isn't. We're
yeah.
Hutton, and we're happy people.
Yeah.
That image was terrifying, I thought. But I remember listening to a podcast a while ago, and it made me think of it when the news story was on, how when McDonald's first opened its restaurant in Russia, everybody was really suspicious because the staff were told to smile all the time, and they felt it was fake. And just because that's at the time was the Russian mantra of you just sort of have your face as you feel, rather than America. You're always happy, be happy, you're really happy. Are you happy? No. Well, you should be happy. And so they made their staff smile, and theoretically it made their customers happier. But Litho sort of questions that.
Yeah, well, possibly. I mean,
Yeah.
we've been talking also about this trade deal with the EDF. There's been lots of news about trade deals. Who was covering that one? Was it you, Litho, or who had the trade deal today?
No, it wasn't me.
Or was it?
It was you, wasn't it?
It was
Yeah,
you.
I thought it was you.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
it was you.
I was hoping to pass that one over. Well, somebody else can talk about the trade deal. I mean, obviously, there clearly has been a big trade deal announced today that amounts to lots of nothing between Hutton Orbital and the EDF. And
Yeah, we can sell them spaceships. I hear that we get a really good rate on Anacondas now.
all the used ones parked outside Hutton that nobody can dock, yes. It should be noticed that while Hutton is 400, and I think it's gone up a bit, 407 happy systems, the EDF only has 51 happy systems. Far be it for me to comment why everybody over at the EDF might be unhappy.
Yeah, but do they only have 50 systems like what we managed to do?
Yeah, they've only got 50
there's
systems. Yes.
there's a Bayesian analysis to be done there.
Yes, well, they're very small, but apparently they've done a bigly deal with Hutton. But basically what it means is routing rare items through Federation space first to get to Hutton, which is not surprising given they surround us in a lot of areas. But we're not a fan of washed leathery eggs, are we?
No,
No.
we're not a fan of Federation.
Not chlorine
eggs,
washed, especially.
No.
Jinx Chrome comes in. Will Hutton Orbital also offer a free Panther Clipper?
No. Because it's not free. It
was
will
100
be.
credits.
No, I thought it was 20,000 arcs or something.
No, it's 100 credits, but you get to pick the colour.
But if you bring one to Hutton and take a selfie with it, then we might feature it in the news. You never know. Once you get one.
Is this with or without the coffee cup ship kit?
No, I think with you have to go with the coffee cup ship kit and maybe some. I think Flossy had red paint, didn't you? Or was it orange paint? Or no paint?
I think Flossy was back in a moment.
Oh, Flossy is BRB, is she? Okay.
Yeah.
And then we had Schrodinger's Platinum. Now,
Well, yeah, it's platinum that was there and then not there and then there again. But if you looked at it, it wasn't there. So
Yeah.
if you didn't
Unless
look at
it
it,
was.
it was probably there.
well, this is a known sort of fleet carrier thing where where when they load it from your ship to your fleet carrier, somebody doesn't submit the right paperwork in triplicate, and therefore it doesn't appear in your ship anymore. But it also doesn't appear in the fleet carrier. But then when you go back to your ship later, it's back in your ship again. And the recommendation is do it twice, or double check, or just be patient, I think is the answer. And then we have breaking news. Breaking baking news from
Breaking
Hutton's
news.
Master Baker.
Yes. Really?
He's one of two Master Bakers at Hutton.
Oh, right, okay. Would that be
Hence the
Commander?
baking news.
Is that Commander Hardy by any chance?
It might be, yes.
Yeah, but is it though?
It could well be.
Yeah, but is it though? Because I don't know if he's had time for baking. Although he probably does, since he made the Hutton run in 16
Well,
minutes.
maybe it's a
52
microwave
seconds.
mug cake.
You
that
just
one.
talked over the bit.
The what?
He made the Hutton run in 16
Pardon?
minutes. And never mind.
Go on then. No, please.
16 minutes 52 seconds Hutton run record.
16 minutes, 52 seconds. What was the record before?
17 minutes and 6 seconds, I think.
Ooh. So shaved a good...
It's
14 seconds.
It's a chunk.
Yeah, it held that Cobra Mark 5 that bit more steady on the way.
Yeah.
16 minutes, 52 seconds. I mean, that's hardly long enough.
I was going to say, isn't that kind of based on how you exit and if you're facing the right way and you get the right dock? And
there's a lot of that.
And if you have the right gear equipped on your ship.
Yeah, but you need to be on it as well. You can't, it's one of those ones you need to be really focused as well to take advantage of all those things.
Yeah, the Hutton record has always depended on all of those things. Even back years ago when it was 1 hour 22 or 23, you had to fly in from the correct remote star, come out by the sun at the correct angle, turn in the correct direction to get to Hutton, and do everything dead right.
Yeah. And you were using things like wingman navlock and all that kind of thing. So yeah.
But yeah, it absolutely depends on all those things. It is insanely tough to shave even single seconds off the records. Typically,
I think is there a certain time of year that's best to do it as well when Hutton kind of closes to like 0.21.
I don't know how accurate the orbital mechanics are in game. I think they are pretty good, but it's not once a year. It's like 30,000 years or something like that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
it's quite a long orbit.
So Eden will be orbiting Proxima, so there might be a little bit in it, but I would imagine that was pre-Supercruise overcharge. So.
Yeah. So Hutton orbits Eden. Eden orbits Proxima, and Proxima orbits a barycenter, I'd imagine, somewhere in the Alpha Centauri system. Which, of course, then orbits around the centre of the Milky Way, which then probably is moving through intergalactic space, and everything's moving.
Yeah.
But
and what you're probably right that if you can get Eden to be on the right side of Proxima, that would help. But you've also got to think about which side of Eden Hutton is on. So there's the right time of day as well.
I'm just trying to think if you could have a circus roundabout, like a fairground roundabout, spinning on Eden.
Teacups.
Spinning top. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Excuse me, mugs.
Perfect.
Mugs.
So if you get a spinning top inside a Hutton Orbital mug on one of those fairground rides that used to be called teacups, and then that's spinning, and then Eden's spinning, and then Proxima's spinning, and then the whole Alpha Centauri system's spinning, and then the Milky Way's spinning. Yeah, I can go for ages.
So you can get there instantly. Well, according to Commander Hardy, who I think is lurking under a pseudonym in chat, that apparently he botched the landing and there's loads more time to be had.
Yeah,
That's
rub
just
it in, mate.
Yeah. Right. Okay, well, before we move on to the space news bit, and I can see the warning on screen about all the pop-ups, before we move on to that bit, a quick reminder, we are going to be doing the quiz after the word of the week, which means anybody who's in chat who wants to take part in the quiz, the space quiz that doesn't contain all the questions about space, but it's in the space facts bit, so it's going to be the space facts nearly quiz. It needs to go to a website and either register or prepare themselves. It is quiz.iniv.space, brought to you by the Empire.
Oh, yes.
There we go. Right. Space facts. Here's the music, I think. Maybe. Space news.
Oh, that's the space news first thing. Okay, do we want to do space news now, or do we want to do
space news. The quiz
space
is
news,
at the end. Yeah.
Guess what? You'll never believe this, but the FAA have approved 25 Starship launches this year. Imagine that.
Wow, that's impressive.
friends
Football
again
Association.
Yeah, they're friends again now. Oh, they get their funding cancelled. So, they're all friends. 25 missions. Yeah. So expect to see a lot more Starships
Fireworks.
exploding. What's that?
Fireworks.
A lot more fireworks.
Fireworks, yeah, explain.
Yeah, what I kind of want to see from the starships is not so much the booster catches anymore, although it's pretty cool if they can do it, but not losing contact with it this time would be great.
Yeah. Don't have the spaceship part explode.
But they're so pretty.
Yeah, you know the part you're going to put the people in? Don't let that blow up.
Yeah. So yes, they're doing 25 launches from South Texas. Apparently, there's a little corner there of it launching. There we go. There's it isn't launching, but let's speed it up. Yeah. There is it launched. I missed the launch. Hang on, where's the launch bit?
You wouldn't need to worry about the ship.
There it is. Whoosh.
You wouldn't need to worry about the ship exploding. The Texans will shoot that out the sky.
Yep. 24 left now. There we go. There's one of them.
Watch out as the thing comes past. I've realised that as it comes past this camera angle, it's a helicopter that they're filming from. He's close. He's really close.
Or is it a drone?
But there's the rotors.
I was going to say it's probably a drone.
A drone with
propeller
propeller blades.
They're like a drone to me, yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be way cooler if it was Airwolf, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With the Airwolf music.
A lot of people won't get anymore.
Yes, they will. Do doodle do doodle do 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 do. Yep. There you go. There's a rocket. So they're doing 25 of them. Well done, them. Yes.
The next
they're
one.
going to do the chopstick catching, which
we're on board with that now, though.
Right.
Do it in the moon, and we'll be impressed. The next one is pretty impressive. The next one, if you click on it. Yeah,
I saw this.
Look
is
at
exciting.
what they're doing.
If I had to choose though between this and the Model Concorde, I'm not sure what I would choose.
Yeah,
this
one. They're bringing out
those planes have Lego blocks on them.
Yes. So do the real ones. What are you talking about? So yeah, Lego are releasing the Boeing 747 shuttle carrier with shuttle as part of their Lego Icons range. They could have put something on those wings. Like, you know what, a flat top. They could have done something with those wings. They could have done more.
But then you could have stuck the little men on it.
I was going to say you could put the Lego men on it and a tennis net in between them.
I think.
Isn't there a song where they dance on the aeroplanes? My Yahoo! They stand on the wing all the way through the song or something.
Very possibly. And the engines look a bit small. I don't think. Well, maybe they're not. But anyway,
the early engines were tiny on those aircraft. Yeah, teeny.
Yeah, and it's pretty impressive though.
And all of $300.
Yeah, that'll be fine. If Lego Nuts will pay that,
I suppose so. Though, do you think anybody notices they've got a big cover over the engines on the back of the space shuttle? It won't go very far like that.
No, the real one
is an aero thing. It genuinely was that they made a cone to go over the back of the shuttle because I don't know whether they took the thrusters off or what they did, but it was all to do with aero over the tail fin, I believe, of the aircraft. Otherwise, it had stability problems.
Yeah.
There you go. There's my aviation nerd bit coming out to play. That's also why the tail fin is so different on this particular 747, where they've got the verticals on the end of the tail plane.
Yeah.
Because of having the aircraft on top as well, just threw the aircraft stability out of the window. But have a look at the bottom. There's a picture of the box, and it shows you what it looks like inside. It looks like you can take a side panel off, and you can see all of the landing gear mechanisms. And go down a bit more. Or practically to the bottom.
There we go.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, you can see like all of the internal workings and things. So I think it's a little bit more than the initial images suggest. So I think that could be quite cool. Am I going to be spending $300 on it? Not possibly. A chance. More likely, I'll buy it when someone else has already built it and then disassemble it and rebuild it because that's.
Yeah. I mean, it's an impressive thing. Look, you can take that cone off of the back of the shuttle. And you can also put the landing gear down on both. That's pretty good. Yeah. See, I wish I liked Lego now. I don't mind it. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind it, but yeah. It's not $300, it's only 229
pence.
Oh, you wish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
18th of May. 18th of May, it's coming out.
Very cool.
Yes.
And as Naughty Body Wash says, when a mummy 747 and a daddy 747 love each other very much, it is.
Yes.
It's like a space shuttle papoose. Did you know Russia did the same thing with the Antonovs?
I think
Those
it might
great
be a
big
spy.
6-engine monsters. They put one on the back of that. It's arguably just bigger in Russian.
Well, the Russians made their own space shuttle, didn't they?
Very similar, yeah.
Yeah. They did the same with Konkordsky.
And it was rubbish.
Yeah.
The wings literally fell off.
Right, and our third one this evening.
Yes, that's about the asteroid Vesta, which they thought might be a kind of the last proto-planet, which didn't make it from the origins of the solar system. But it turns out to be something much more exciting. It looks as if it's a chunk that's been blasted off of another planet, and they don't know which one. Although I'm really into gas giants.
Have none of the planets owned up to it?
No, none of them have owned up to it. None of them have got a Vesta-shaped hole in them that we've noticed. So yeah, it could be a chunk of another planet. So they were looking at the way it's put together. They thought it was put together and it had layers, and then it would done into a core and all that, but it doesn't seem to be put together that way. So
is it made of Lego?
It might be made of Lego. If you open that up, there's a shuttle inside. So yeah,
cool.
And that's about as much as I know about that.
So where
it's in the asteroid belt?
Where is it's in the asteroid? But where in the asteroid belt? I mean, this side, that side.
On the left.
On the left.
On the left.
I'm just looking up. Hang on a second. Where exactly is Vesta?
Yeah, I'm doing the same in the article to see if it tells you. I can tell you it's 326 miles or 525 kilometres across. So it's fairly big.
I could swear there's some small planets or moons in Elite that you can land that are smaller than that.
Yeah.
It's the second most massive body in the main asteroid belt, accounting for 9% of the total mass of all asteroids in the asteroid belt.
Yeah, I think Ceres is the other one.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Ceres is a protoplanet. We know that. It's definitely a something. It's like a dwarf planet or something, I think it's classed as.
It's a dwarf planet, yeah. They thought it was a planet when they first discovered it. Then they realised that there were loads of other asteroids there as well, so it got recategorised.
Well, apparently Ceres is in the middle of the main belt, whereas Vesta is in the inner belt, meaning Vesta is closer to the Sun and lies entirely within the orbit of Ceres. Yeah.
And it's on the left.
On the left.
Yeah.
So it's a tropical asteroid.
Yes, I was hoping it would show us a sort of a picture of you are here, it is here, but I can't find one of those.
No.
There must be a solar system tracker that shows you sort of live positions of stuff. But anyway, okay, well that's the space news. Is that it for the space news?
That's all the space news I have.
Okie dokie.
Space news, space news, space news, space news, space news, space news, space news.
Do we have a word of the week?
We do have a word of the week, and I haven't looked at it yet, so this could be fun. Matutulipia. Hang on, let me try this.
Matutulipia?
Matutulipia.
You did what?
Matutulipia.
Matutulipia. Matutipia.
Matutolipia.
Matutolipia.
I feel like I'm
Yes.
being corrected at this point.
Oh,
Yeah, I've been corrected. Everybody's correcting everybody else. We're taking turns.
And what does that mean?
Extreme grumpiness in the morning.
yay!
So all of us.
Yes. This is Sunday after Easter. No, hang on.
No,
you've not asked me the question yet.
no. It's not only in the morning.
For
Okay, so-
anyone interested, the spelling and the meaning is coming across your screens right now.
Not actually said the meaning yet.
You did extreme
You
grumpiness in
just,
the morning.
somebody
you
did.
just did. I said, and then I said, well, all of us.
Yeah, you haven't done the sentence.
The sentence. Yes.
Can you use it in a
Cecil's-
sentence, please?
Cecil's matutopia is usually the result of a hangover. Also, snacksident, inadvertently eating an entire packet of biscuits. That's my usual workday. That's just what happens.
Maybe Cecil
No.
cures his matutolipia by having a snack accident.
Yes. A liquid snack accident. I was going through it and I saw an accident and I liked it very much, but I thought it doesn't quite make the high bar that we have for Word of the Week. So I put
It's
it in there because
such
I
a
didn't want
high
to not-
bar.
Yeah, I put it in there because I didn't want to not put it in there.
Right. Okay. Well,
DTD.
it should be noted that Alvin has snack accidents, but usually involves taking them off somebody else's plate when they're not looking.
Yes.
Which is not
That's
supposed to
snack
do.
deliberate.
Snack deliberate.
Oh,
Yes.
don't get us started on chocolate biscuits. Which way up are you meant to eat them now? Who knows?
Bottom down.
Nobody knows. Yeah, well,
Of
allegedly.
course, it's bottom down and top
unless
up. But which
unless
is
the
which?
fan is blowing in the wrong direction, in which case it's bottom up.
As long as you can fit the whole thing in your mouth at one go, it doesn't matter.
I'm not allowed them anymore, so I'm grumpy, which means
Oh.
yes, all day grumpiness.
You allowed the plain ones.
I'm
What,
not
plain
allowed
chocolate
biscuits. No, I do not. I can't even have
Just
chocolate.
not allowed a biscuit of any description.
No,
That's just
gluten free.
not even gluten-free ones.
I think it's
Yeah,
almost
matter.
food-free.
Yes, my doctor has told me I have to live on air and water. I think. Right. Okay. I'm going to hand over a little bit to Vulkarius to introduce what's going next. Because we don't need to play. Well, actually, I suppose we can play the tune. Like, you know, space facts quiz. Doesn't have a theme
Just
tune.
to get it stuck in my head. Thanks for that.
I was kind of waiting for the cue. But yeah, so welcome to the Hutton Orbital Space Fact Special, where the topic this week is You Tell Me, literally. If you grab your space mobile device and start the space browser, or open a new browser window or such.
I've done it. It's
you
on
could-
screen.
yeah.
We've just been. Hang on a sec. We've just been raided by
Oh.
somebody. So there's 6 new
so we
people that
have.
don't know what we're talking about. Right. Okay.
Oh,
it's very
perfect
well-
timing. Perfect
Yeah,
timing
just
to
that-
be confused. Welcome, confused
You-
people.
Also, with an influx of new people, you might want to send them the link again so they can take part.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, quick rewind. Okay, go ahead, Vulkarius.
I can't post links. Oh, there we go. You did it. Yeah, welcome to
Oh, I
the
can.
Orbital Space Fact Special, where the topic this week is You Tell Me, literally. If you grab your space mobile device and start the space browser or open a new browser window or such, you can go to the address quiz.iniv.space.
Brought
and
to you
use
by
that
the
to
Empire.
brought to us by the Empire.
Trademark.
And pending. And use that to tell me what the answers are. It's quite fine to guess if you want. Half the questions aren't even facts anyway, so it'll be more like space opinions. And the half that are facts aren't really about space either. But hey, it's a live beta, so I figured we can get away with anything not quite meeting expectation. In any case, if you want to participate, anonymously or otherwise, open up quiz.iniv.space alongside this broadcast. It won't show your name to anyone else, but it can show the top few answers collectively, which can include yours. Now, I think Studio 5 is ready.
Studio 5 is ready, and so people are going to actually
Yep.
see what I'm typing in. So I'm going to type mine as sort of the end, just before we do the next bit, so there's no cheating going on.
Do we have a Space Opinions intro?
I think so.
Opinions.
Right, this is all experimental because this is the system that Vulkarius is going to be using for ECM so that everybody in the world can take part with everybody at ECM during the day. So this is its first outing. This is new.
Yes,
if we break it, that's
usage,
normal.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes, and kind of good. Like if I get feedback and improve it, we'll see where it goes. But it looks like we do have several...
Needs more Panther Clipper.
Yeah, we do have several listeners joining in at quiz.iniv.space. Anyone's free.
Everybody in the studio in.
Go on. PSO, yeah.
Yep.
Am I in?
I look forward to proving my stupidity. This should be good.
Anyone's free to join in whenever, but in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead, click on the actual right thing, and load up the first question.
It doesn't say anything on my screen apart from upcoming.
First question.
First question.
First question.
Yes. The first question is question 1. What is your favourite colour? I know there are a lot of fake sounding colours out there.
This one definitely won't be submitted to the Pilots Federation for the next paint pack for the Panther Clipper, of course.
Well, that's not a bad use of it, actually. So everyone's probably posting really weird colours, but I'll try to manage. I suppose paint job colours
are a character limit.
Yeah.
I hate the character limit.
Right. And for those of you who are watching from the Merkin world, just ignore the U. It's the word colour, okay?
The vowel sound isn't correct either way. Honestly, we don't have the accent.
Right? Do we give people a timeout on this one? Have we got some timeout music? Anybody? Countdown.
Well, I don't. So.
10, 9, 8, 7.
Whose voice is that? I wonder.
That sounds like Trump.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, let's see what we've got.
It says it's grading the answers.
I'm graded on what colour I like.
Yes. Yeah. You get an A star.
I don't think that's a colour. Imperial propaganda.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a potential winning answer, Imperial propaganda, that one. So what's our range then? What's the most popular colour out of everybody?
Is there anything that more than one person picked?
Is there anything unbroadcastable?
Probably.
So, if I choose a few, I don't know how many I can show without it breaking people's screens. Actually,
well, no, just tell us for the moment. Unless you've got a different screen for me, but just tell us, read them out for the moment. Unless you want me to change the main viewer to a different view. But oh, here we go. Accepted purple. Woohoo!
So certainly most people said purple.
Especially those of us that can't see it.
I can't believe more people don't appreciate Titian.
You just like it because it's got the word tit in it. Be honest.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason. It also happens to be a really nice colour.
How many T's in Titian?
Yeah, there were. It turns out the thingy I made only shows 3. I did try to show a few more, but I forgot that it only shows 3. There were some more variants on black, which were. There was also a purple polka dots, so purple kind of got another vote, and there were 3 who chose blue and then changed it to something else. So
right.
Blame Monty Python.
Go on. Next question. Next question. We've got 11 to get through. Quizmaster.
Okay.
It's doing it.
Next question. Here we go. Is it working for everybody?
Yep. Which Hutton system has home team? Queen of Kakari.
Oh. You've been getting back to the football scores.
Queen of Kakari.
Sports scores. Jeez. Queen of Kakari. Yes.
I'd forgotten about the...
Yeah. Oh, I need to dig something out.
Queen of Kakari 1.
Yeah. Yes.
Hutton Orbital 3.
You need a big character limit.
East 5, 4.
You definitely need a bigger character limit.
Oh, something I've wanted to do for years and have never managed to write or find out how to do it is a proper Hutton shipping forecast.
Oh, we could do it. We could definitely do it.
Yeah, but I wasn't quite sure what to do it with.
Yeah.
There's not much weather in space as a rule.
Yeah,
Right,
there's
okay.
loads.
Countdown,
Lightning
please.
storms and everything.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I like the way he says 9 and 5.
11.
11!
It needs to start at 11. Right, go on then.
It
Hit the
did
magic
start at
button.
11, but you couldn't hear it.
And grading the
So
answers.
there was,
Yay!
most people got it.
15%, so that was more than one
Okay.
person.
I think we've just
Yes.
graded our listeners and the humour level of our listeners there.
I don't know how there were two. Well, I do know how there were two.
Well, one of them will be
Dead meat.
dead meat.
Yeah. And the other one's probably also dead meat on a separate browser.
Yes.
Right. Okay, next question, please. Moving along.
That did tell me it was correct rather than
No,
accepted.
it wasn't. Question 3.
Not mine.
In light seconds, how far is Hutton Orbital from Proxima Centauri?
I can see what you're doing here.
You
Light
cheat.
seconds. That's
You. Maths. Is the character limit
No.
long enough?
No.
Very much so. The character limit is
Easily.
more than long enough.
Easily.
I don't know this one.
Oh, you've made it longer for this one.
No, I haven't.
No.
If you think about the question for a little bit, you might realise it's not that hard after all. Oh, yeah. Also, you don't have to be very exact on this one.
Yeah, and you can write it in words if you think your numbers are going to be too long.
Well, my number's not long enough, very likely.
And I'm just... hang on a second.
It's a trick
Hang on a
question,
second.
but
It is, I know, because I don't know.
If it's a trick question, where's the trick?
Have a think about it.
Oh, I know the answer. But it's not a trick. It's very clear what they're asking you.
Yeah, but I don't know what the conversion is.
Conversion? Oh, you don't need to be converting it, mate. Just pick a number.
If you're looking it up on the galaxy map, I did try to. Well, I can't really stop you.
Just put an answer in.
It's not very far, though.
No.
Or it is a long way. Or one of the two.
No, it's not a very long way because it's Proxima.
Mate, it's Proxima Centauri.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right, here we go.
All right, let's see
I
what
nearly put 6 million and then realised what the title was. What the
100?
star was. Yeah, I put 150.
So the closest, for some reason, had an extra word in it. So,
They're all wrong, those ones. They're all wrong.
I don't know what Brazilian means, but it did have the right number in it, at least. So Proxima Centauri is really close to Hutton Orbital. It's only 5 light seconds away.
Oh, I
Five
went
light
with
seconds.
25.
Okay.
Yeah, because obviously Proxima is not Alpha Centauri A, it's the one right next door, the other side of Eden. Yes.
Wait a minute.
It's because
Wait a
it's
minute.
not the planet I'm thinking of.
5 light seconds from Proxima.
5 Brazilian.
5 light
it
seconds
is.
from...
Oh,
5 light
Brazilians are
seconds
pretty
from
thin. So.
Eden would make sense because it orbits
Yeah,
Eden.
it varies a bit. I'm actually docked there at the moment, so I can be sure. But
Okay.
when I checked it yesterday, it was 5.03, and it's presently 4.95. So.
So 5 light
Close enough.
seconds from Proxima. Well, actually, that's really close.
I couldn't
Proxima's
Yeah,
very
that's what
small.
I'm saying.
Okay,
That's
It's
25.
closer than the rescue fleet
question.
carriers were, isn't it?
I think it's Flossy putting the rude ones in, you know.
Yeah. probably
Me?
is. All right, question 4. Which Hutton system has the closest HAZ-res to arrival?
Ooh.
Which Hutton system has the closest hazardous resource extraction site to arrival?
Why are they hazardous?
Because people shoot
They're
at you.
They're not just that. They're hazardous because there's no system security response.
Ah.
For those of you who
See,
like to go,
if you're not a combatant, you won't know this.
Well, I'm guessing from the early days. I've not looked at all the news systems, so I'm going from our early expansions.
Yeah. So
This is a bit of a guess.
Yep.
It is for those who like to go pirate popping for some Hutton bounty vouchers, turning the despicably dirty do-badder Don Antonocci and his band of pathetic pirates into space dust.
Oh, Buck.
You're not allowed to swear.
Okay, countdown.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What do we got?
Okay,
the correct. We're gonna be banning that answer from now on. Yep, there we go. I think you have to have a ban button on that answer.
I'm realising this now. The correct answer was Wolf 1481, but it wasn't the most popular answer. Not that the bar system cares about.
Wolf
which one was correct or not,
1481. Oh, see, I went with Ross 671. Yeah.
I went.
It's Wolf 1481. It's 600 odd light seconds out. There were systems with just over 1,000 light seconds, but certainly the Wolf 1481 was always the popular place to go hunting.
Right. Next question, then, please.
Naughty body wash.
5.
It's boob testing or is it boob testing? I think is the question we're asking here.
Yeah.
Well, we found a booby in the code.
Now, we obviously can't include the Panther Clipper yet.
Well, you can.
I was going to say, that spaceship, of course, in what is your favourite ship, the ones we get by docking at a starport and buying it from a shipyard. The Panther Clipper, I was going with fair game because it's on the way and all. We'll go with you're allowed to say the Panther Clipper.
Is that
We're
the
not
African
talking
or
like
European
Mary Rose
Panther
or
Clipper?
anything then.
Right.
We'll see what
I'm on the
listeners
edge
say.
then because I might like the Panther Clipper. I just don't own one yet.
So
I don't know
you're
what it's
allowed
like.
to say. Oh well, true, but yeah, you're allowed to
Make a choice.
answer that one.
I think on this one you should show more answers and then exclude boobs.
Yeah, I can only show 3 without changing the code. So.
Ah, okay. Fair enough. Countdown.
Well, this is a good question. This one doesn't require maths because when pressured, most people will write boobs.
7, 6,
Even on a calculator, true.
4, 3, 2, 1.
In fact, you can type boobies on a calendar.
And
Right. This one got quite a few answers. Just a moment.
quite a few answers. Mine's the best, by the way.
Yeah, most of them are wrong.
No, it's not. Mine's the best.
On one of them, we need a referee on this one. Is the answer Imperial Boobs Cutter acceptable?
Okay, I think Dead Meat is going to go and sit in the naughty corner.
I'll go with no.
Ooh, okay, controversial.
Oh.
No.
I can see why the Mandalay.
Ooh,
More
why
people
put
like
that?
the Mandalay. Yeah. Not the courier, though. Interesting.
Not as
Not
much
the
as
courier.
Mandalay, no.
I mean, the Corsair.
Not the Corsair either, yeah. There was a Type 7, there was a Type 10, Python, Moray, which actually, I suppose the Moray isn't actually... Oh, well, it's one of the ones in...
It's the only one that floats, therefore it qualifies more as a ship than everybody else.
Yeah.
Thank
At
you.
least, at least
We had
I thought the
the-
Murray sank.
It's nice to know I have some Type 9 brothers and sisters out
Yes.
there.
Yes,
Yes.
brethren, yeah. We had the Hauler, the Federal Corvette, the Cobra Mark 5. We had Select Star from Boobs, so we had an SQL injection attempt there.
It's-
At least everybody picked Elite Dangerous ships.
Right, here we go.
Question 6. In C, what is the fastest Supercruise overcharge speed at present? Again, approximately. The speed, it sways around a bit due to the control loss during Supercruise overcharge, but we'll call it correct if you're close enough to the right magnitude or so. So in C, with light speed, what is the fastest Supercruise overcharge speed at present?
I think I saw a chat about this where they'd realised it tops out at a level, or have they removed that now?
Well, it's different for... So smaller FSDs move faster, although Supercruise overcharged ships also move faster than the old ones.
Yeah, that's what's foxing me, because I knew the old number because it was easy.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it should be a limit. Yeah. Is it double? Is it triple? I'm putting a number in. There we go. Random number.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Oh, I think I put in a boost number rather than a... Oh,
3,
well.
2, 1.
What we got?
We have mostly there were a couple of variants on 7,000, which is actually the correct answer.
7,000. Well, that explains why Hardy gets there before his
still
cake
got
is baked.
boobs.
Oh, very clever.
I would expect Commander Hardy to have known that one. Yes. So a lot of people getting that one right.
Well, it was really just the two. There are and let me see what we've got. It's not the right. There we go. So we've got we had we had a couple of 6,000s, which was close, I suppose. We had 8,000 semicolon drop table answers. So we had another SQL injection attempt. Good try, sir. Oh, man. Yeah.
Failed.
We also had 150,000, which is faster than even the Titans go when they're using Supercruise Overcharge, which is only 10,000.
Cool.
Only 10,000? No, they might have reached 100,000. Can't remember.
So my score at the moment, halfway through, is 0. Oh no, purple. I got 1. I got purple. There we go.
Yeah. Oh, the opinion question. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I'm right, and it's purple.
Yes. Question 7. From which bubble system did the Hutton bus depart for Colonia? That's the Colonia region, of course. Obviously, the actual destination was Fort Mug at Eel Procol Centauri. But either way, the bubble system from which the bus departs.
It wasn't there. But
I
it
know
could
a
be
few
there.
places it wasn't, but
No, I was, I even remember corresponding with King Hanky about this one.
I don't know why I know this. Also, I can't hit enter in Firefox. It won't accept it. I have to click it like a schmuck.
Okay, count down, everybody. Right, where did it leave? The Hutton Hot Bus. Here's a hint. It didn't depart from Hutton
10,
Orbital.
9, 8,
Should have.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The correct answer is Wolf 124.
I got it correct on screen. Yay!
yay!
There's a lot of knowledgeable people in the chat at the moment. There we go. It was one. It is now retired because everybody can get there really quick on their own anyway. And Hanky was busy making more clones. Right, next question.
Yeah, so it wasn't Alpha Centauri. It wasn't Apple Centauri. Nor was it Boobsonia. Or no idea.
Apple Centauri's a real place.
Yeah, you might have to put filters on that one. Just lots of question marks for that one. Next question. Here we go.
Question 8. In meters per square second, what is the boost acceleration of a Type 9 Heavy?
Is that an African or a European Type 9?
Yeah. Is that with...
It's the one. It's the Type 9 without the Lakon Spaceways trailer attachment.
Yeah,
Right.
okay. Is that
So
the one
it's
with
in-
the? Is that the one with the drag drives? The W2 drag drives?
It doesn't matter. So the boost acceleration is entirely independent of what your thrusters are. Your top speed is dependent on that, of course. But another way to ask that, with or without coconuts, your mass doesn't matter either, brother. Another way to ask if this is worded a bit confusingly. Another way to think about this is if you've got a Type 9 Heavy that's stationary, and you press boost. What speed will it be doing 1 second after the boost kicks in?
Right.
Did I inadvertently
Depends
answer
if it's engineered or not.
Well, no,
It doesn't-
it's
it
how
doesn't.
it's
No, 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 it
acceleration. It's not the top speed. It's the
Yeah.
acceleration.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
No, I
yes.
don't know then.
Yeah. You can just take a guess. Again, this one's only.
Well, I know it goes
approximate.
to
I'm gonna
there, and it takes. So.
Having flown one for many hours, I think I have the most accurate answer.
The acceleration. Okay.
9,
Yeah.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. Let's see what we've got.
Because I think its top speed is 232, isn't it? On fully engineered without carrying Hutton mugs on board.
Arthur,
You can get to over
172.
300.
Oh, you can.
Oh yeah,
okay.
you can get it to 328 if you put dirty drag drives on it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's terrifying in the Type 9. You don't
Oh,
want
this is the
it.
acceleration. There we go.
The closest we had was 150, so I gave that one a pass. That was actually not a bad guess.
I like.
Oh, I had a
minus
173.
one.
I had
minus
173. Yeah.
If you hit the boost button, it gets slower.
Yes, I did like the -1.
Feels
And
like.
we had-
I did like the feels like answer as well. Yes.
Yes, it's very good. I suppose 30 was a good attempt, but it's a little bit faster than that. Ludicrous. You know what?
Yeah, ludicrous speeds. Yeah, Spaceballs.
Yeah, but it's ludicrously low.
Yeah, it's not ludicrous speed.
It's not ludicrous
speed's in
speed.
One of those Eagles with no shields and.
It makes a lot of noise with or without coconuts going. Yes.
Yes.
Fair enough. Also notice the CSS is broken on your browser on the screen. Oh well.
What is it?
So-
Looks the same.
it's-
It looks exactly
the,
the same on
the-
my main screen as well.
That
the
could
grid
be due to the decidedly high quality browser that is the built-in web viewer.
Oh, could be, yes.
OBS.
Right, next one. Is it showing the questions?
question.
Oh, right.
Yeah, showing the questions. Yeah, it's only the table at the end that's broken. Okay, question 9. How many commanders will answer this question?
Sorry, I knocked my microphone over.
This one may be slightly self-referential. The official answer is, how would I know you haven't answered it yet? So-
Yes.
I suppose we'll. I'll accept. We'll call any correct which are close enough. I suppose.
We'll move on.
Oh dear.
Right, countdown. 5.
10, 9, 8, 7,
David can count.
No, you can't.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I suppose a more difficult question is how many commanders will answer this correctly?
All right, give me a sec. Oh,
That
holy
would-
hell,
that would
we
be
actually have a
0.
correct answer.
Oh wow. Okay, 1.
I can guarantee I am not correct.
Yeah, because you
I
could have
can
even more
guarantee
from there,
that
'cause if
as
2
well.
people said 2 and 3 people said 3 and 4 people said 4.
I am.
Well, it was,
subjectively correct.
it was, wasn't it? One answer was giving you 6% before, which means approximately 17.
Yeah, but not everybody might answer, so.
Oh, you know what? I didn't put the thing in. Just a sec.
You didn't put the things in?
Yeah, the actual answer, which was 15.
Okay, so
Woo! I got one! My first point!
15. Oh, I went with 17.
I put some, which is technically correct, because 2 of them didn't.
Right, and whoever said pie, I don't like you anymore because I can't eat pie either. Boo.
Oh yeah, I should have accepted. I'll go back and fiddle that one afterwards. The 17,
can,
the
you
17
can-
was close enough.
You can eat air pie. It's like air guitar.
Air pie, yes. Cow
Air
pie.
pie.
No, I need cow pie. Right, number 10.
Question 10. Which system was Hutton trying for months to leave?
That's it's that one where we weren't welcome and we couldn't get out of there.
Yeah, that's one.
I've got no idea.
I might still have it when
No.
have a look at your tags, your dog tags.
I really hate how limited the amount of text I can
That's
you
the
need a
biggest
lot more
feedback I'm getting
letters.
so far. So.
Which one
I
were we
think that's
trying to
just
leave?
Stopping us writing boobs twice.
Right, now that you've had enough time to think of an answer, count down.
No, I'm racking my brains. No, what was that one?
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It just occurred to me there that we all waiting David thinking up his answer and he goes, right, countdown.
Let's see what we've got.
Yeah, and I'm the one with the button.
Oh, is it you?
Here we go. Dun, 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 dun.
Are any of these actual Hutton systems? Some of them kind of are.
Not anymore.
we were leaving it. Yes.
That's the whole point. They shouldn't be.
Right, let's see what we got.
The correct answer was Carson and Ari. Which,
right.
Carson
okay.
and Ari. Of course it was. That was the one. Yes. No
You
wonder I
remember
couldn't remember
Lumen 16 was one like that, though.
Yeah,
Remember
there's been a few.
We couldn't get out of Lumen 16 for anything.
Wolf,
I
what's
don't-
its thingy?
Yes.
I
Who
did
put
like that
Wolf
one.
What's It thingy?
I don't know. Also, has Hutton ever been in the Lave system?
We try to avoid it.
no,
It's
I
full of
don't think-
Lavians.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever been to leave. It's too far away.
Yeah, it's way too far
They do
away
good-
for us.
They do good brandy, though, so.
They do make nice brandy, yes.
Okay, and this is the last one, I promise. Question 11. Which galactic activity do you enjoy the most?
Ooh, let me think now.
What makes it a galactic activity?
Suddenly, Dead Meat's answer is technically, potentially
There is
correct.
only one acceptable answer.
Oh, I need to edit my answer.
My answer won't be accepted.
But it might be popular.
It's technically correct, but they also put boobs as well.
I was going to say boobs isn't an activity, but it is, isn't it?
If you're doing it right,
do it.
yes.
Do it. Yeah.
Well, I'm quite a fan of coronal mass ejections.
Oh, enough you.
Countdown for the final question of the test of the Hutton quiz system.
10, 9, 8,
I'm sure there's a better acronym we can come up with.
Why did we go up to 10? Why did we go up to 10 plus 1
3,
questions?
2, 1.
Dun, 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 dun. Boop. That one's right.
Yeah, well, unless you put boobs, it's bound to be.
The correct answer, and this is literally whatever you put. It's you can enjoy whatever you want to do in the galaxy. So, but the most popular was exploring. Well, actually, it close tied with trucking because they were spelt slightly differently, and I don't have a way to group them yet. Which I did.
But
think
the
about,
best
but didn't
answer
bother
there
to.
was definitely Hutton Orbital Radio.
I also put ECM.
I put more time into Hutton Orbital Radio than I do anything else.
I put mining, also boobs.
Yes.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I gathered that might have been you. And indeed, yes, Hutton Orbital Radio is good. Someone might have put motorboat, which may not be.
Oh, that's whoever was the fan of the Moray Starboat, I'd imagine. You know, because
Yes, of course.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, definitely, yeah.
yeah. Right. Okay. Do we have a roundup page at all, or
Not as such. Although I do. I can. Let's see what. If I
You
go to
can?
the users thing, not on the screen, but if I take a look at it, so the scores aren't even in the right order. Oh, now I have to look at who got the most points.
Oh, you've been awarding points as we go.
Yes.
Okay.
They're kind of. I don't know if I did it right. So I think
It's Hutton, it doesn't matter.
Drum roll, please.
highest-
Who's got the drum roll?
Maybe somewhere. Oh, thank you.
No, I can go again.
It is Commander Hardy with 7 points.
Commander Hardy got 7 out of 11. Oh, not only the fastest hunk of junk in the galaxy, but also the one who can predict what Vulkarius is giving away for answers.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Commander Hardy. You win a cuddly toy. Or no,
Kind of.
virtual.
Nobody got 6 points, but several got 5. So well done, Little Grey. For joint second is Little Grey, Getadoy. We have Flossy, and we have 21.
Woohoo! Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Well, thank you very much for the test of the emergency Hutton Space Facts quiz system. And thank you very much to all of our viewer for taking part. And it was a test. So we were working out that it works because you can all submit answers, and then Vulkarius gets them from anywhere in the globe or even the galaxy, and it does take all the answers in and works, which is quite nifty. I think Amelia's feedback was bigger boxes.
A lot of people's
Yes.
was.
Yes.
Dead Meat's feedback was bigger boobies.
Yes, and we need a filter for that one, definitely, so Dead Meat can't do it.
A word, yeah. Well, I don't see a
Delete
user
star
called
from
Dead Meat,
users
although
where
there is
username equals Dead Meat GF.
There is a user called Not Dead Meat, so that can't be that one.
Yeah, definitely not that one then.
Right, okay. So thank you very much, Vulkarius, and well done, and thank you for knocking that up over the last week. Next time we'll have to try a picture round. What's this?
Yeah, there is that.
Yeah.
You can, I suppose. Well, the system itself isn't adverse to putting pictures into the text. Although I should make sure the CSS actually works with that and kind of centers it properly if you do.
Good stuff. Well, look, thank you so much for putting that together, and we're looking forward to the next iteration of it.
I don't know if that'll be like next week or anything, but we'll.
Oh no, we've got 99 days. 99 days left until ECM.
Yeah, I'd imagine at least one more space facts, maybe another quiz system test. So.
Or maybe we should do this during a green room week. When we're chatting to the green room people, we'll do a quiz with the green room people. Maybe that's our green room special for the next bit. Anyway,
that actually might be a fun thing to do. Start doing quizzes once a month, maybe.
The Green Room Hutton Space Facts quiz brought to you by Vulkarius, courtesy of the Empire. There we go. All hail the Empress, apparently. But
because I can't speak for anyone else, but I thought it was really fun.
Yeah.
And it was funny. You know?
Yes.
Concluded. Well done, everybody. Now go home. Right. Yeah. So what have we got coming up next? Does somebody want to introduce the next bit for me?
Oh, the next bit. The next bit is going to be Flossy with this week's CG News.
It's Flossy. It's Flossy. It's Flossy. It's Flossy. And the community goes.
Hello, Flossy here with this week's CG News. Although there are no new CGs this week, Week 2 of the current CG is continuing with an extra tier added to allow for more commanders to earn the rewards. Also, with Winter's victory seemingly within reach, supporters of Grom may not be taking things lying down. Conflict zones have erupted throughout LP 855-34. Earlier today, Grom's forces were closing on Tier 3 with 942,734 units, collected by 1,406 contributors, while Winter's forces were over halfway between Tiers 4 and 5, with 3,500,617 units collected by 5,683 contributors. And that's it for this week's CG News.
Flossy told you what to do.
Thank you very much, Commander Flossy. And now, hopefully, we've got a bit of Beetlespoon and Motherjude with the Galnet News Digest.
Galnet News Update, 8th of May 3311. Sore loser Yuri Grom has sparked a conflict after it became clear he couldn't win the ongoing mining initiative. Grom is failing to deliver enough platinum to the people of LP 855-34, and it seems inevitable that the system will be won by Grom's bitter rival President Winters, whose deliveries of platinum have been far more satisfactory. Grom's decision to try to sabotage the initiative has resulted in power conflict zones between Grom and Winters appearing throughout the LP 855-34 system. It's unclear whether these conflict zones could affect the outcome of the contest to win the system for a power, but at least it gives Grom agents something to do while Winters finishes off delivering the platinum. Winters has been doing so well that a 6th tier has been added to the goal. Pilots seeking platinum to turn in are advised that the platinum hotspot around Delcar 7, the blue gas giant, has plentiful supplies, while the platinum hotspot around Delcar 6 has no platinum whatsoever.
Well, thank you very much. I didn't realise we'd got him on secondment to the Community Goals news section. But yeah, I suppose there isn't that much other news out there at the moment, is there, Flossy?
No, not much, no. But I don't know why people aren't finding platinum. I'm doing something at the moment, and the prospector says it's got 50.25% platinum. And that's about typical of most of the rocks I've hit tonight.
Except if you try and transfer it to your fleet carrier, in which case you have an indeterminate. What is it? It occupies a quantum state of some sort, and yes.
I don't use a fleet carrier for mining.
Oh, right, okay. Well, look, we've reached the top of the hour. We've had our quiz. We've had some Beetlespoon and Motherjude. And no, we don't have a rare for you this week, mainly because Steve's still recovering from being encased in hardening foam last week when he tried to eat the daffodils. But as the man says, beware of the flowers because they're going to get you. Yeah. So thank you very much to Vulkarius, to Flossy, to Litho, and to Little Grey, and to the Apology Officer, and who did I forget? Amelia, that was the one. And Amelia I forgot this week. But thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. We will be back next week when we have, I don't know, we'll have something different. Maybe I'll come up with a rare for next week. Amelia, do you fancy being shipped out to a rare for next week?
Sure.
Sounds good. Right, so as is traditional at the end of the show, we go and raid somebody. So we need to go and have a look about somebody who needs a raid. They were very grateful last week, so let's have a look who we can go and raid. Anybody got any suggestions? Let's have a look. We've probably got a penguin out there, and how are we going to... we've got the weasel again. Was it a weasel?
No, it's an otter, isn't it?
So it was an otter.
A otter?
Yeah, Mr. Face 999.
Yeah, I think we're going to go and raid the otter again. So what happens is we're going to play the credits. You have to read the credits. It's important, especially as Amelia loves the cookies recipe.
The cookie recipe is a real recipe. I encourage everyone to try it.
Yes, do try it. And there are important instructions in there as well about emergency evacuation at the end of the show. And then we'll go and raid somebody. Give them all a hearty for the mug from us. Be kind, be friendly. And I suspect we will probably see everybody next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. For the mug.
No journey too long and no cargo too small. The profit margins never really mattered at all. We're gonna take the cargo where it's needed today. Super cruising all across the Milky Way. We'll take anything, anytime, anywhere. Loading up the T-9s to the brim with grain. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the mug. Flossy always seems to crash into the sun. Swivel likes the pilot on the Xbox One. Alvin at the front, you know he leads us well. Trucking across the galaxy, now everybody yell. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. Give me a launch pad that I can land on, and I'll give you my cargo and sing you my song. No part 22 light years to go. Cruising to Hutton, whoa, whoa, whoa. No journey too long and no cargo too small. The profit margins never really mattered at all. We're gonna take the cargo where it's needed today. Super cruising all across the Milky Way. We'll take anything, anytime, anywhere. So shout it out loud like you don't even care. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's
The end of the show.
Everyone's buggered off. Why
don't
don't
you
you
bugger
bugger
off
off
too?
too?